Alright guys, I'm back today with something I don't normally take a look at on the channel, but every once in a while something strikes me and I know I need to make a video. Core Essentials actually sent out one of their brand new X7 gun belts, and this is a pretty slick option because it utilizes some impressive technology with a rather stiff belt to support your gun and the weight of any EDC items, yet still remaining comfortable. When they sent this out to the channel, I tried it on and fell in love with it immediately. It's pretty cool because it's almost infinitely adjustable to your weight size, as well as a ton of adjustments for waist size incrementally throughout the day, depending on what you're doing, whether you're carrying a gun, whether you're carrying some type of other EDC items, or whether you just ate lunch and you're loosening up your belt like me. This is pretty cool. Core is also a huge supporter of the channel, so I'm really glad to be working with them. So let's take a look at this belt right here and what makes it unique and what made me switch to using this for EDC rather than some of the other belts I've used in the past. To be honest, I'm almost ashamed to say this. I just grabbed whatever belt was around, and I always found it rather cumbersome and difficult throughout the day, depending on what gun I was carrying, especially heavier guns, to get the support I needed to properly conceal a handgun without overprinting the gun, without being just kind of uncomfortable throughout the day, and giving the proper support the gun needed to remain fixed to the body rather than hanging out, leaving it kind of pop out from under my shirt, exposed to other people. So grabbing a gun belt was pretty key. So I forget which one I grabbed a long time ago. I mean, it was 5 or 6 years ago, and it was just plain out uncomfortable. It was frustrating. And then when you were talking about the belt hold sizes, you had to like cut in your own belt holes to get everything to fit perfectly. This one actually rides on a track system, and that is what makes it so unique and honestly so comfortable. If you've never seen a track system belt, it's one of the easiest belts to wear, and I've had some dress belt track system belts in the past that I've been wearing now for 10 or 15 years, ever since my dad brought me one back from a trip when I was in high school. And those track belts are pretty slick. They slide through the belt buckle themselves, and you'll see this guy right here. It locks into each individual track system. And then when you pull tight, it locks up solid. To release that belt, you just depress the lever, and then you'll unslide it right there. You'll slide it back out. And that is how you install a track system belt on your waist. So that works out really good. And you can see those increments, I believe, are about a 1/4 inch apart. And you can find all the exact specs and features on their website of each of the belts they offer. This just happens to be the 1.5 inch gun belt that I'm reviewing today. And this is what I personally recommend and personally use when I'm carrying an inside the waistband gun and I want a lot more support than like a basic leather off-the-shelf belt. Now, they also offer a wide variety of EDC belts and reinforced leather belts on their website. If this particular style isn't for you, they also offer a wide variety of belt buckle options that you can choose from and belt colors. So even if you don't like this one in particular, you can check out the link in the description below and see what else they offer. They also have a 30-day money-back if I can speak here, money-back guarantee, as well as a 1-year warranty on their belt. So that's pretty cool. If something goes wrong in the first year, you can always send it back. Now, when you get the belt, it's going to be dramatically larger than you need. And in fact, that is absolutely awesome. It fits waist sizes from 24 inches to 54 inches. So again, using that versatility, so you only buy one belt size. You don't have to worry about a sizing chart or picking something. As long as you have a waist between 24 and 54 inches, you're going to be able to cut this to length. So what you'll do is you'll find the belt buckle end, and you can actually scan the QR code here or on their website to take a look at some different instructions on how to do this. But you simply you cut it, and I use titanium shears that I had in the garage that I picked up on Amazon, and I cut this. I hit it with a lighter. You don't really need to do that because the ends don't fray. While we are looking at this, this is the core that they're using in these belt buckles. This reinforced core is what really makes this belt buckle stiff, and it's definitely a layered system with a wide variety of materials used, but that center core is called the Power Core Center. And that actually holds up to like 500 pounds in tensile strength, so it is a beefy belt. Yet, even though it's beefy, it's still very flexible on your waistband and rigid up and down to support the weight of the gun. Again, adding to the comfort of the overall just carrying of a concealed handgun or other EDC items. So once you cut the belt to length, you undo this tab right here. And actually, I don't want to do it because I've got the set screws in, but this is a lever locking mechanism. It's got two set screws that are M4 in thread size, and it comes with the Allen key in the box. So you'll unthread those all the way. You'll lift up this lever, you'll slide in your belt, you'll snap the lever back down, and you'll tighten the set screws. I've never seen a belt take that much care and pride in attaching a buckle to the belt itself. What I did was kind of incrementally edged up to the exact size I wanted, and you can mate it with your basic carry guns. So what I've done is I have the belt set up to about a 36-inch waist, and that allows me to click it in and have a little bit of extension, and this part actually goes through the first belt loop on my pants, so it doesn't flop around or hang around, and it's pretty slick. It does come with a keeper if you want to give yourself a little added extension, but you can really play with the micro adjustments on this belt to get it to fit perfectly. I was using a Bravo concealment holster and a Glock 26, and this is about the biggest gun I carry inside the waistband. Honestly, I carry normally a P365 XL, and that's a little bit easier to carry than the Glock 26. I'll carry a Smith & Wesson Shield, the Generation 1, or sometimes I'll even carry some smaller pistols inside the waistband. But the Glock 26 was absolutely supported, so much so I could step it up to a Glock 19 if I felt like it with this belt and still feel like I was remaining comfortable. Part of the comfort is also mental comfort. When I'm carrying a Glock 26 or a Glock 19, it's a lot thicker, it's a lot larger than that P365 or some of the other guns I carry. And what my other gun belts tend to do is inside the waistband, they cant out, which I feel like is a safety concern, because if it pops out from your shirt, it's exposed and somebody can grab your gun, especially without a locking retaining holster. So having a solid gun belt pulls it back into your body, allows it to remain hugged to your body so it's not flopping around and smacking the side of your body, and the overall comfort is increased. And again, this is a very rigid yet flexible belt, and I'm saying two different statements here, but again, I want to reiterate, it's flexible when it comes to hugging your waist and going around your gun and conforming to your body, but it's rigid in this direction, allowing it to support the handgun. Now, I think I've covered most everything I want to discuss, but I really want to hit that track system one more time. I love the infinite adjustments of the track system because each of my holsters are a different size. Each of my guns are a different size. And I've struggled with picking out a belt and cutting new holes every single time I want to change carry options. Or maybe I just ate too much that day. That infinitely adjustable track system is pretty slick because if you're like me and you're getting in the car for a long ride, I always undo my belt if I'm going to be driving more than an hour or two. I loosen it up so I'm comfortable in the car. And that's really awkward when you get out of the car and you have to start fumbling with the holes. You just simply stand up and press in and it cinches it back up. Or if you just ate lunch and you want to sit down at your desk for a while at work after lunch, you can just clip that and unlock it, and it's not that awkward. And even if you want to be a little bit stealthy, you can actually press this in, slide your belt in secretly so nobody knows you ate too much, and then let it go and it locks back into place. So I love this gun belt. Probably spent too much time talking about it, but I didn't want to do this an injustice. A lot of times I gloss over little items on this channel, like a high quality gun belt or EDC clothing items, because it's not as eye-catchy. I don't get to run around blasting cars and catching things on fire. But something like this is an EDC necessity, especially if you're carrying a gun every day. I would highly recommend you get a good gun belt. And I wouldn't start looking for other guns or gun belts until you at least checked out that core belt. I feel like it's a solid belt with a good track system and an overall almost infinite adjustability when it comes to waist sizes. It's comfortable, yet it's durable. It's definitely worth taking a look at. All of the information as well as a code 704 Tactical for 10% off will be in the description below. The gun belts in particular, included with the belt buckle itself, start at about $60, and after my code, they get a little bit closer to 50, right about $54, and then you can start adding different accessories, like a belt hanger that for like $2.95, or different little accessories and little extra belts and things like that, so you can kind of mix and match stuff. But again, all of that information, linking, and code will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.